Hey there, and welcome to my summoning guide. So, summoning's a big part of Fire Emblem Heroes, and as a beginner or intermediate player, hopefully I can help you understand the different types of banners in this game, and which banners have the better rates of the bunch, and perhaps are worth looking out for if you've got certain characters in mind. The video will look at every type of banner that is likely to appear, and compare how many orbs you might need in order to get specific copies of characters you want, whether it be summoning for just one copy or whether you're looking to merge characters up. I hope you find this video useful in some way, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I'll explain what a banner is really quickly. A banner is a picture with characters in it, and what they are focus 5 stars. And focus units are units you have a very high chance of getting if you summon for them on this banner. So the characters in this one are Idun, Myr, and Na, a red, a green, and another red. So if you are looking to summon for those characters, this is a good banner to summon on because you have an increased chance of getting them as 5 stars on this very banner. When you summon, you get usually 3 and 4 star characters, and on a rare occasion 5 stars. And when you're looking to get specific characters, there are so many in the game that it's really recommended that you wait for them to appear as a focus unit on one of these banners, because it means that when they're back on a banner you can summon for them and have good chances of getting them. That's all the banner is really. It's just pinpoint, almost choosing the characters that you want to summon for, rather than relying on a really big summoning pool and hopefully getting them by random chance. Now, of course, there's still a lot of luck involved, and you're not definitely going to get the character, but banners are a really good tell as to when you should summon for the characters you want, and the different types of banners will give you different chances of getting particular characters, because some will have more variety of characters, whereas some have less characters, which makes it easier to go for specific ones. I'll talk more about that later. Okay, so when it comes to summoning, how summoning works is you spend 5 orbs to initiate a summoning session. A summoning session is when you get given 5 orbs, you can see by this middle image, and they range from colours red, blue, green, and colourless. These colours represent the weapon types in the game, okay? So swords, for example, are red, axes are green, so on and so forth. Now, on the banner, it tells you what colour the focus units are, okay? So, for example, if I wanted Myr, I would summon all of the green stones that I can find in the summoning session. And if there aren't any more, then I'll press back and come back out again. When you summon multiple times in the same session, you use up less orbs. So the first initiation is 5 orbs, but after that it's 4 orbs, 4 again, 4 again, and then if you do the last one in the session, it's only 3 orbs cost, okay? This saves you 5 orbs total. However, if you're looking to get a specific character, it's not recommended that you summon every single orb that you get given, because it's unlikely that all of them are going to be the colour you want. So for example, if I'm going for Myr, I've summoned the green orb that's here, there aren't any more, so I'm going to back out and go in again. Now, the only drawback of doing this, of course, is that to back out and initiate a new summoning circle, you're going to spend the maximum 5 orbs again. But when going for a specific character, this is probably the most efficient way to do it, because while you could, in theory, summon all the 5 orbs to boost your pity rate, it's recommended that you just back out and go back in and keep sniping on the same colour, because while you can build your pity rate, summoning a 5 star of any kind from any other colour will push your pity rate back to the base again. So you want to be careful with how you spend your orbs if you're going for one character only, and you just want that character. This is what I do. I summon all the colours that I want and then back out and go in again over and over until hopefully I get them. Now, of course, there's always an element of luck involved. I'll repeat this multiple times in the video, but you can never be guaranteed to get what you want unless it says you will. And I'll say it later, but generally speaking, you don't know if you're going to get what you want. But this video is to help you understand how to give yourself the best chances of getting what you want. So hopefully when you do summon, you won't be using quite so many orbs, or won't have to. Okay, so that's basically how summoning works. Banners last a specified amount of time. As you can see, this one here only lasts 22 more hours. And when a new banner comes out, you can redeem one summon for free, which means that for one time only on this banner, you can initiate a summoning circle for free and get a character for free. This may be a 3 and 4 star, or it may be a 5 star, who knows. But it's quite handy when so many banners come out that you can at least redeem a free summon on each one. It also helps if you're saving orbs, because one, you need more 3 and 4 star characters to get skills for your characters, but also it almost reduces the temptation to use your orbs if you've got these free summons every now and then. But yeah, that's just a side note. It's worth noting that you do get a redeemable free summon on every single banner that releases. Right then, okay, so first up we have normal banners. These are your bog standard day by day banners that you'll see all the time. You can get 2, 3, 4 character banners, and the general rule of thumb is the less characters on a banner the better, regardless of the focus rate, okay? So even if you've got like a 10% focus rate, the less characters you have on a banner, just the better chances you have of getting that one character you're looking for, because it's spread less, and there's less risk of getting a focus on a different colour or the same colour, whatnot, you know. If you're looking for one character and you want that one character, try and find a banner that has as least amount of characters on it as you possibly can. So 2-man banners, that's the one in the bottom left there, they have the best rates in the game, as far as I'm aware. It's about 70 to 80 orbs per copy, which is really cheap. I mean, we get about 300 orbs a month if you do everything, and even if you don't do everything, you're probably going to get, what, 150 to 200 a month just by playing the game casually. You'd be surprised how quickly they stack up when you save, right? And 2-man banners, while they're really good, they're really rare. So I don't recommend you wait until your character comes around on this banner, because it's likely never going to happen. I think it's been at least a year since the last 2-man banner, because intelligent systems, I think, know how good the banners are and are being very careful with how they distribute them. So I wouldn't recommend waiting for these, but I would recommend waiting for 3-man banners, because every month we get 2 or 3 focus banners, which are 3-man banners, which are based on characters that have certain skills. 3-man banners typically make up Tempest Trial banners. There's so many 3-man banners out there, and it's only a matter of time before the character you like comes back on one of these. It costs around 100 to 150 orbs to get a character of your choice on one of these banners, which is much better than a 4-man banner. 4-man banners are typically 150 to 200 orbs. Now, I know I'm saying this like this is exactly how many orbs you're going to spend, and I know it's not, you know. Banners, any kind of summoning is random, and it could easily be 1,000 orbs before you get the first copy of the character you're looking for. But generally speaking, right, you want to give yourself the best chance of getting the characters you like, because, you know, you only want to give yourself the best chance if you've spent ages saving up these orbs, because there's no reason not to. Now, one thing I will say about these 2 4-man banners, in the top left here we have a new hero banner, and recently they added a feature where when a new batch of new heroes come out, there's a 40 summon free summon thing, okay? All it means is that when you summon 40 times on this banner, you can choose one of the new characters for free. Now, while this is still at worst 195 orbs, you know, because it's one summons for free, and then you've got 39 summons worth 5 orbs. That's worst case scenario, sniping one colour. But 195 orbs at worst will guarantee you the character you want. So if you save up your orbs for a character that isn't in the game yet, when they come out on a new hero banner, well, you don't have to worry. You just, even if you spend all the saved up orbs, you know you're going to get the character that you like, because the 40 summons feature lets you have it, right? And you may even get them on the way to that. So that's very good. So it's worth keeping that in mind, even though it's still quite expensive, you know, orb-wise, compared to 3 and 2-man banners. And then in the bottom right here we have Brave Heroes. These typically come out in August, and they're based on the Choose Your Legend polls that usually take place in early January. And on these, while the rates are the same as the new hero 4-man banners, you actually get to choose a 5-star from the Brave Hero event for free, straight up, no summoning required. You get to pick one of the 4 for free. I usually wait a week or two to see which characters are the best, and I usually get advice from my friends who play the game as well, because the ability to get a 5-star for free is very powerful, and it's definitely worth something. It's definitely something worth thinking about. But yeah, rule of thumb: less characters the better on a banner. 4-man banners are worse, but they're starting to add features to them to make them less undesirable in their rates. So yeah, that would be normal banners. Now, seasonal banners are much the same as those 4-man new hero banners. However, the difference with these is that they only appear once a year. For example, the Christmas batch of characters, they will come back every single year, but only at that time. They don't appear on 3-man banners, 2-man banner, anything like that. They only return on their original banner, which reruns every single year. Even the very oldest spring, summer, Halloween characters, they always return every year, but it's the only way you can actually summon for them. Every single new and seasonal character is reran on a legendary, or in this case on the right hand side, an 8-man banner, eventually, but only once. After that, the only way to get them is on their original banner. Now, typically seasonal banners are 4-man, which isn't great, because 1, they only appear once a year, and 2, you're spending 150 to 200 orbs per copy on a regular basis, which is really a pain to merge and quite expensive. I personally not recommend, as a new or even intermediate player, merging up these unless there's someone you really, really like, or someone you're really, really going to use, because they're going to cost you about 2,000 orbs. Just to put it bluntly, it's probably going to cost you 2,000 orbs altogether to get all 11 copies of them. If you're only looking for a one-off, then sure, if you saved up 300-400 orbs, you've got a good chance, but got to remember that this game's based on random chance with summoning, and you're not guaranteed to get what you like, so just be prepared that seasonal banners are very unforgiving sometimes. I don't know what it is. They're supposed to be the same rates as 4-man banners, which they are. 3% for the focus on the picture, and 3% for random other 5 stars. They're just not ideal. They have added a thing recently where they have a 4-star focus, and these are really, really cheap, because not only do they appear as a 5-star focus, but also as a 4-star focus. They still only appear once a year, but it only costs about 600 orbs to plus 10 them. In fact, I think it may even cost less than 600 orbs. That's as good as a 2-man banner. So, if the character you really like is a 4-star focus, and it does tell you which one that is in the information, then they might even be worth going for. So keep an eye out for that. But generally speaking, it's a 4-man banner. It's not very good. And just to quickly touch on these 8-man banners, I'm about to go on to the legendary Mythic banners. But these ones are like a vent. Basically, every month we have a legendary or Mythic hero banner. They alternate. And what they are is a 12-person banner with legendary and Mythic heroes mixed with reruns of seasonal and normal 5-star characters after they came out. and each character will only return once, apart from the legendary and mythics, since it's their banners. But say Christmas Robin came out, and he was reran once on a legendary banner a few months later, and this keeps happening for all the new characters that come out once each. But the problem is there are so many legendary and mythic heroes coming back every so few months that there's not enough space on these banners to fit all of the characters that release. So newer seasonal characters have a chance to be reran on these 8-man banners instead, just to clear up the stockpile of characters that haven't been reran yet. I know it's a bit confusing, but the idea is that every character has to come back at some point in a few months' time if they are seasonal, but legendary and mythic banners just don't have space anymore. So that's why they're doing that. 8-man banners, the rates are very similar to 4-man banners, so I wouldn't go getting too excited over these. Some people call them bait banners, which are designed to use up all your orbs, but they're not much different to the normal banners, so I just see it as another opportunity to merge the characters you like if you're really that invested into them. But again, if they're seasonal, think twice before merging them up because they're very expensive. Next up we have legendary and mythic banners. Every month we get one of these. They alternate, so one month we get legendary, next month mythic, so on and so forth. In this example we got Crom as a legendary hero and Duma as a mythic hero. These characters are usable in a variety of modes for extra scoring, but as far as power is concerned, they're typically no better or worse than your average new 5-star that gets added to the game, given the time that they come out. And legendary mythic hero characters are special because they only appear in these monthly banners, and in the notification for them, you can actually see when the currently available legendary and mythic heroes on that monthly banner will return next. So just to put it into easier words, say Crom's banner just came out, you could check in the notes to see when next Crom will come back. Usually it's 3 or 4 months, so it might say next time Crom appears on a legendary banner will be in September. Okay, so I can then know that next time legendary Crom is going to be on one of these monthly banners, it will be September's one. This is really helpful for planning ahead because legendary and mythics are probably next to seasonals as the most expensive projects to do, as again the rates are similar to 4-man banners because of all these focus units. Even though there's an increased focus rate and no random 5-stars, it still costs about 200 orbs to get a specific copy of a character. I mean, you may get lucky because the rates are good, it's just because you're sharing with you're sharing with 2 other characters in one colour, Crom sharing with legendary Julia and so on. It means that when you get a blue 5-star focus, it's not necessarily going to be the one you're looking for. So in the end, it ends up being pretty much a 4-man banner in terms of rates, which, like I said earlier, isn't ideal. The only difference is with legendary and mythic heroes, you don't have a choice. So it's worth planning ahead. My general advice for summoning for legendary and mythics, because you don't obviously get very much choice in banner, is to have at least one other character in the same colour that you also really like. In my case, this would be legendary Azura, because I'm trying to merge her up as well as Crom. So if they both share on a banner, that means that even if I don't get Crom, I've got a good chance of getting Azura. So it's about planning ahead and saving orbs for the right time, because that's the best way to merge up the expensive rare characters. So yeah, that's legendary and mythic banners. Last but not least are the bonus banners. Now these banners are a lot rarer, typically, and even though weekly revivals are every week, they're still considered rare, and I'll go into that in a minute. So basically, Hero Fests happen once or twice a year, and their rates are very, very good. While it's 4 characters, and you may think, maybe it's like a legendary banner where you spend 150 to 200 orbs for a particular character, it's not. These rates are actually really good. you're spending about 100 orbs per copy of a character, which is really nice. It goes from 2,000 orbs for the whole project, 11 copies, to about 1,100 to finish the character. It's quite insane. And what's also good about Hero Fest is that not only do you get summon tickets usually, much like new hero banners, summon tickets are essentially more redeemable free summons to start a summoning session. But not only do you get these tickets, but you also have usually characters that are really good. Hero Fests are almost always meta characters that a lot of people are currently using. And if you've got orbs stacked up for these Hero Fests, you're in for a treat with these rates. I mean, it's pretty much like saying half price, 5 stars. Oh, and by the way, they're really good. They're not just good for usage, they're also good for fodder if you're looking for specific premium skills, because again, these rates are really, really strong. The example here has Lewin on green. He is not only a really, really solid unit that's good to this day, but he has Special Spiral, which is a really powerful B skill. So if you're looking for anything like this, Hero Fests are really good to look out for, and there's always one at the anniversary on the 2nd of February, so if it's winter and you're thinking about saving orbs, just remember that the anniversary in February is something to prepare for Hero Fest wise. So there is that. As far as weekly revivals go, these are pretty much identical rates. 3-man banners are 4% focus. I've shown Ira here because weekly revivals are for the oldest characters in the game, the oldest 5-star characters. And many of them are outclassed or not really that good anymore. They can still be used really well, but weekly revivals provide an easier way to merge them up, because as far as their value goes, they don't value as much as newer 5 stars that are much more powerful. Since after the first year of Fire Emblem Heroes, they started ramping up the power ceiling of the characters, and all of the first year characters by comparison are much weaker overall than everything that happened from the second year onwards. So that's why they're pretty much half price here. However, there are some hidden gems. Ira is one said hidden gem. She is relevant to this day because of how powerful she is. She was way too strong when she came out, and even though there are 1 or 2 sword characters that surpass her, she's still better than at least 90% of the infantry swords. And to get her for half the price of the other even slightly better sword units, or even ones that are worse, this is a bargain. So characters like Ira, weekly revivals, if you have favourite characters like Lucina or something that you really want to merge up, weekly revivals are the perfect thing for it. So, keep an eye out for weekly revivals. They're every week. They seem to be running indefinitely, so if you ever want to find out when characters are coming back, it's an easy Google search away, weekly revivals Fire Emblem Heroes, and see which characters you might be interested in merging up, because some of them, like Ira, are really good. So here I've put together a little tier list of the rates, I guess. It's mostly just for reference, if you wanted to screenshot or just keep as a quick check if a new banner comes out. You might think, oh, how many orbs will I need to get 6 copies of said character? I mean, like I said earlier, you can never know how many orbs you're going to need to spend, but it's always helpful to give yourself the best chances of getting the characters that you want, and also it's helpful to understand how many orbs you might need if you're realistically going to attempt to merge characters. So it's all a little bit useful if you're looking to calculate or estimate how much you might need. A couple of extra bits of advice, just generally when it comes to summoning. If you're looking to merge Brave heroes when they come out, I'd recommend waiting for the anniversary in February, early February, I think it's the 2nd, because generally speaking, Brave heroes are always on Hero Fests from now on, it seems, at the anniversary. So, say you want a +10 Brave Dimitri, I would recommend waiting until February, after redeeming, of course, your free summon on the August banner. I'd recommend waiting until February, stockpiling your orbs even more, and waiting for that Hero Fest, because you'll probably save yourself around 700-800 orbs in the process, even though it's waiting a bit longer. I mean, if someone told you, if you didn't use your plus 10 Dimitri until February, they'd give you 800 orbs, you'd probably listen. So, I'd recommend waiting until February for that. But yeah. Other general bits of advice: weekly revivals are really good. Don't underestimate them. They are very nice banners, and like I said, they're only a Google search away to see which ones are there. Lots of main characters that you might be interested in doing, and a couple of hidden gems like I suggested earlier. Another bit of advice is that focus banners, those 3-man banners, are quite common, like I mentioned. They're probably your best bet generally. If you're waiting for characters to return on banners, if it's a 3-man banner, it's probably the best you're gonna get. Okay, but yeah, apart from that, that's all I really have to say about summoning today. If you have any questions, or I've missed bits, or I got bits wrong, feel free to leave a comment, and hopefully I'll see it. I usually see every single comment, so I'll try and respond as quickly as I can. And with that all said and done, I wish you the best of luck on your summons, and if you're just getting into the game, I hope you have fun. And if I was going to give one golden piece of advice for anyone starting the game, is that when you're summoning, don't expect to get what you want. Expect not to get what you want, and then you won't be as disappointed if it doesn't get it, because summoning in this game is very random, and everyone has bad summon days. So keep your expectations low, and then every 5-star pull you get will be a nicer surprise. And on that note, I wish you all the best of luck on your summons, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.